20th, 2026 with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approval of payroll longevity for 1/16/2026.
Make a motion to approve. I'll second that.
Motion from Rob, second from Steve. All those in favor? Aye. Approval of claims for 1/20/2026.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob. All those in favor?
Aye.
This is the only credit card?
Yes.
Okay. Credit card for 1/20/2026 in the amount of $235.96. 235.96.
I make the motion. Second.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob. All those in favor? Aye. And then we have an ambulance service write-off for the month of December 2025 in the amount $46,711.73. 46711.73.
Second.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Jump down to the treasurer, the amended investment ordinance, Exhibit A. Are we going to?
Just table it till next week's agenda for here.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to table that. Second.
Motion from Rob, second from Steve to table the amended investment ordinance Exhibit A till our next meeting. All those in favor? Aye. All right, hop back up to Christine. Jim?
Just a reminder that we're still moving forward with February 9th, so I'm going to the CAD, the radio system will be coming up on there starting February the 9th.
Mike? Matt?
Just a couple things going on. Nick Gilwall, which is one of our volunteers, like I mentioned to you guys before, will be the commissioner's representation at our DPC meetings. So he's already attended his first one and stuff, so everything looks good. Everything's going good with that. The Title V 88 plan that we sent in got back. They said he denied it. I don't know why. It just basically copied and pasted from the last approved one that we had. So they sent me a thing of what they want to see. So it's just replugging in all the information and stuff. So I'll have it ready for you guys to sign again for your next meeting. Grain bin rescue class for all the first responders is this weekend. Lake Township is going to host the company and the training as well. So we moved it out of Enos just because of the weather coming in. So Lake Township is going to handle that. Terry's on site today to kind of go through a punch list with the building as well as work on the radio project stuff. And J&K will be here this week to work on the sirens as well. So punch through some of the sirens that we're having issues with.
Can I have the spelling? I didn't bring my computer of that gentleman's name because we have to make.
Yep, Gilwa. And it's either Nick or Nicholas.
Okay. Because then, yeah, we'll just have to, when we get to the board appointment stuff, then we'll just have to put him on that board and then that.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's not here. Mary Kay?
Yes, I'm here today to introduce Crystal Clybourne, our new public health nurse, and Crystal can tell you a little bit about herself.
Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Crystal Clybourne. I've been a nurse about 10 years. I've lived in Newton County since 2019. My husband and I, we have 5 grandchildren, and I live about 15 minutes away. I worked at Community Hospital, St. Catherine's. I'm a hospice nurse, pre and PACU. I've done a little bit of everything, and I'm excited to join everybody here. Just bear with me with the little growing pains because it's a little bit of a different kind of environment for me. So I might have some questions for you, or if I mess up, just please let me know, and I'll fix it as soon as possible. It was nice meeting everybody.
Welcome.
So would like the commissioners to be aware that our vital records clerk is transferred jobs, and we will be we are accepting applications for that position.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Sharon?
The only thing I have is just that we do have one of our workman's comp employees back to work.
Mark Monwire? Mercedes?
This is starting to scare me. This is starting to scare me.
We have to get on the VSO stuff.
Yep.
Speaking of that, so this was turned into us, saying his last day was 52nd, but I believe he is working through. Yes. But really this needs to come from you guys, so I just wanted to get that off. And that we're just gonna pay him hourly for what he's doing. And he said that was fine. I mean, that's what he agreed. Okay, so then for the purpose of the minutes, do we need a motion in a second just to accept? Yes.
Well, he turned that in
Okay,
before everything, but that was sitting in our office. I'm just letting you guys know, I'm turning it back over to you guys because he hasn't retired or resigned.
okay, so then we'll keep this on file
And
until,
then you guys will have to sign off on this last thing.
okay. Don't want me forget that. Thank you. I will, well, yeah, we can message Jody then. Thank you. All right. Rebecca?
We're actually just here to speak to the council.
Oh.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so down to old business. Drop your jacket. We tabled board appointments. Which ones? I apologize because I was in and out during that. Steve had taken that over. So we have to make a motion to,
For the district plan that we have.
Yes.
to give you guys.
so that's Nicholas. Sure. Just need a motion to fill.
I'll make a motion to fill the position.
I second that.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob to fill the, I'm sorry, it's not fun. The District Plan Commission, with Nicholas Gilway. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. What was,
Drug coalition.
and that was, did we find anything else out that needed to be, as far as like statewide, or no? Okay, so that's gonna have to stay.
Make a motion to table that position.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob to continue with the table of the drug coalition. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I don't know if we've ever come up with anything with the Goodman County Plan Commission. That's highlighted.
Everybody down that way?
And then you guys still need to do the Wabash Valley mental health.
We need to look into that. It's more of a council maybe. I guess we're just gonna give them a ton of money and get nothing out of it. I've asked her about that. If that's something we have to give to by state law, or,
I'll disagree with that statement, but
I don't know. I mean, that's what I feel about the person's not on board anymore. Thinks it costs a lot of money.
I think what he was doing at the time, he volunteered, and it's just now other things have changed, just why.
I'm just going my way forward.
I'm not think he done great for the time, but he doesn't have for the time, but I'll disagree with where the money goes.
I mean, is everybody in New County using it? That's my question was.
You've had him here speaking.
Yeah. All right.
How many times a year do they meet?
That I don't know. I feel there is a lot in the schools too. That's what. I can ask,
I know what that big picture.
Miss Denton,
Yeah.
we can have her come and talk to you guys again. Our money being used.
Need to find somebody.
Cheryl, do you have an idea?
So that's kind of what I was thinking. We should ask.
And I can talk to her and ask her if she feels the best bet too.
Okay.
Thank you.
I, for some reason, thought that they wanted to stay along that line of. Okay, so then make a motion to continue the tabling for the Wabash Valley mental health position.
Second.
Motion from Steve, second from Rob. All those in favor? Aye. Alright. And then everything else was good on our part then, it looks like. Okay. And I apologize, I didn't have Jody, but Chrissy Wright is here today to just kind of talk to us about the, did you want to talk with us or just more like when council gets here too? It's up to you.
I will do whatever you guys want. If council wants here, like, I can wait. I'm not in a big rush, so if council wants to hear, I can do that.
We can go too.
Well, and just
It is
super
election.
quick, while Mark's still here though, just where the conversation was, Chrissy had reached out about the Hazelton project and just wondering with, they're moving forward on sending the bids, or you already sent the bids?
Yeah, so,
Okay.
we,
Utilizing maintenance.
we sent the bid, the project officially went to bid, it hit newspapers last Thursday, it'll hit again this Thursday, advertising the entire project as one chunk. One of the last pieces that we have to get put in place is who the owner's rep or the construction manager will be. Up until this point, we've been using Mark and his crew, with the understanding that when needed, he just calls on Jake Shufflebarger if he needs extra expertise or extra time. And we wanted to know if moving forward, if we want to keep that system going or if we needed to hire on another, like a full-time construction manager for the actual restoration project. The way we've been doing it has, in my opinion, worked really well. Mark and his crew are great to work with. It's obviously more cost-effective to do that because we're only hiring out when needed as opposed to just paying somebody full-time. It also gives Mark and his crew a chance to provide input into how things are going since they're going to be the ones maintaining it. Like when they're asking the construction rep, like, which way do you want it? Since they're the ones maintaining it, it kind of gives them the opportunity to say how they want it done. And then they're also seeing how it's installed, like these systems that maybe they haven't worked with before, they're seeing it be, they would see it be installed, and then that's a system that they would be responsible for maintaining. So they kind of just already have their hands in the mix, if that makes sense. But I also understand that Mark's crew probably has a lot on their plate too. So that's why we kind of wanted to come to you guys and see how you wanted us to handle the situation moving forward.
Mark, do you have any comments on that?
I don't have a problem either way.
So moving forward with, obviously, there's gonna be a lot more coming with, breaking ground, doing everything. Do you see anything concerning with that?
I looked over the plans and everything looked pretty good to me. Electrical, drainage, everything, so, I mean, everything seemed to be covered. But it would be nice to be there when they start. just to look over things.
Well, Park's fine with it, just, we're saving money, let it keep doing what he's doing.
Right, but I guess my question is, are we getting all the other work in the county done that needs to be done? Are you gonna be able to get all the other projects and emergency fixes and all the other stuff done that need to be done?
I wouldn't think we'd have a problem. I mean, we'd have to be out there every day just to make sure everything's going good, but I wouldn't think we'd have a problem.
When you say we, like you, or we as in everybody, like the other two?
Me and my crew.
Yeah, I guess my biggest thing, I would just ask that if it does get to be something to where you feel like you have to be there, to then delegate to the rest of your crew to, like, you know, get the rest of the county covered and everything else.
Right.
That way we're not falling short.
And I mean, pending like the contracts, how all the contracts are laid out, but if it gets to be too much, my crew I know is super flexible. So if we get to a point where like it's not working for somebody, we're happy to try and, you know, bring a second person in. Like that's not a big,
Okay.
not a
I
big.
for sure it can get done, I just worry if all three guys are there and we have issues in other county buildings, they might need to divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you need to be prepared for that.
Rob, I have some input. After what we went through in Lake Village with that project, I really think we need to have someone else look at it besides, in addition to Mark. I don't want to go down that road again. It was very tenuous. It's a big project. How much is it? What, 2.9?
All in, it's a little over 3 by the time you factor in everything that we've raised.
Okay, my worry is that if things go astray, we're going to be playing catch-up the whole time and paying extras and all that. But it's my council perspective. I have to work through in Lake Village. I'd rather have an outside person overseeing in addition to Mark and his crew.
And that's where I had reached out to Tammy to kind of see, because I wasn't super familiar with then how and when the money got put in, how that was all kind of stated as far as.
I thought you guys had Jacob Shuffleharder as an
We had
oversight.
Jacob, and I was counting on that. I still want Jacob or equivalent.
Okay, so the money for Jacob or whomever else outside of the county maintenance was put in? The money for that, okay.
So we kind of have Jacob already, is that?
Yeah, so what, the plan was to go with Jake initially, and we reached out to him, we had contracts ready, and then we kind of stepped back and said, like Jake and Mark and I all talked, and they felt that Mark could do a lot of it, and that it would be more cost effective to call in Jake when Mark couldn't. And so we were kind of tag teaming both of them, if that makes sense, and Mark, correct me if I'm misrepresenting or misstating. But we still had Jake, but instead of Jake being full-time, Mark and his crew did what they were comfortable with, what they had time with, and in the event that they couldn't or didn't have time, that's when we called Jake in. They felt it was just a more like fiscally responsible way of going about it, I guess. Is that a fair way to put that, Mark? Okay.
But I think David brings a good point. You know, having another set of eyes looking at it is not a bad thing.
But I think we do with Jacob, don't we?
Not if he's just coming in when they have a question. You know, because, I mean, the Lake Village project was a separate type project, you know what I'm saying? But with the engineering firm and the surveyor, and then anytime something happens, somebody thought, well, that's not my job, it's your job. And then, well, that's not my job, it's your job. And it kind of got...
Snowballs.
Yeah. So I do agree, maybe having some oversight would be okay, you know. But I don't know how to, who that person is. If it's Jacob, that's fine, but that's my 2 cents.
No, absolutely. That's why I'm here, just
Yeah.
looking for direction.
So then I think for the sake of the conversation today then, we're okay with our maintenance kind of going out and doing that, but if you have more feedback as far as this looks like it's going to potentially be something bigger, maybe we need to utilize Jacob a little more, just so then Jacob is aware of, you know, because I know he has his own thing going too, so his availability is probably not going to be completely open to something of this caliber, so. But I feel more comfortable knowing that if it does come down the road here in a month or two, you know, when things really start moving, that you all are open to say, okay, it's too much for them to take on, and then you're okay with us saying it's too much, that we can't allow them to keep taking time out, you know, from these other things, so.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
That's why we're here. We just wanted to make sure, like, this is how we've been doing it and just looking for direction to see if we want it done differently or,
Well, and then when the rest of the council gets here, if they have something more,
yeah, I can
if you
hang
can
out.
stick around, okay.
Absolutely, I can hang out. Real quick, while you were talking about board appointments, I didn't know if our Hazelden ones were good. I know that we had a vacant, non-voting appointment that was open, I believe. I'm not sure what your records state. Greg Willis has been working with our crew for over a year. He's been extremely beneficial. He has a background in museum. I don't know what his official degree or studies are in, but if we do have a vacancy, I would like to recommend Greg Willis fill that non-voting vacancy. I'm not sure what your spreadsheet says.
For non-voting is Kyle Conrad,
He's
Scott
off.
McCord, Will Aid, Pat Ryan, Matt Gibson, so we have a couple that are.
Yeah, so Kyle is no longer valid, Matt Gibson is no longer valid, and I don't know about Pat Ryan legally, I don't know if he can. So I think we actually have 3 non-voting open.
Well, I'm on it, but
Yes, so Steve should be on it, and Matt Walsh should be on it. They were our council and commissioner representatives that were appointed at the beginning of last year. And then for that 3rd appointment, I would like to suggest Greg. Like I said, he's been working with us for over a year. He's extremely valuable. He shows up to all the meetings.
I thought he was already on the board. Is there
He's
a
not.
there?
Yeah, he's there. That's why I said he is. He's just like doesn't have any official representation, but he is extremely beneficial. He's a go-getter. We really appreciate everything that he does for us.
Is that one of our appointments, Tammy, or?
Yeah, they're all your guys.
Yeah.
I make motion to appoint. Great.
Second.
I have a motion from Steve, second from Rob, to appoint Greg Willis to, would it be Pat Ryan's previous?
Yes,
I would assume that
from
would
my
be that one,
understanding.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we need to build 2 more non-voting.
No,
the other ones are
that would be
filled.
you and Matt would be the other. So, I mean, if you need to take official action, but I think I don't know, but Matt Gibson was our counsel, which was replaced with Matt Walsh. And then Kyle Conrad, you replaced Kyle Conrad, so that would be the 3, I believe. We should be good then.
Okay, so all those in favor? Aye. Okay, so then Greg Willis will be taking the Pat Ryan spot officially on here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, well,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Down to new business. Sharon, the New Year's Eve early release highway department. So this was something that we needed to clear up. And I apologize because I was one. Either misinterpreted how we were doing this or, so you were on the Zoom call. It was our 31st.
Yeah.
So our motion was, correct me if I'm wrong, our motion was to allow any departments that didn't have the opportunity to leave at noon that day would then get a half day.
Have to say that, whatever. So I think it's.
Okay.
It's usually the 12 and 24-hour shift. They can't leave.
But highway, since it was a Wednesday, they were still working. So I told,
Started at 5:30 also, so we were already 7 hours into the shift.
so I suggested to Sharon to just turn this in, it would come back to us, we need to discuss it. And from my standpoint, when we were making the motion, I just had it in my head that it was anybody. And
Well, if you're gonna do that, there was more than just that office that stayed on and worked, so.
okay,
I'm just saying, we're gonna do for one.
No, and I get it, but
I guess just in the past, we have done the others, because like, they can't actually leave, so. But I understand what you're saying both ways.
so without seeing minutes, was it clearly stated that it was only 24 and 12s? Like that, I guess that's kind of where I just don't feel like I'm being fair if I seconded the motion that anybody that didn't have the opportunity to leave at noon. That's not fair. And I'll take full blame for not specifying it that way, but,
I agree with that.
okay.
I'm joking.
No, I'm just, that's where
Either way,
I'm,
it just had to be cleared up. Usually it's those that are in the 12 or 24 hour that we usually do that. It's not the other, but if that's what you guys choose, and I don't have a problem, I just had to clear it up.
I guess we gave everybody else a half day off. We should do for anybody that had to work that day. We make it fair. I'm not sure what that is to you and how you.
how many did you have that actually had to stay on?
Everybody for the exception of the office person. And again, we start at 6, we don't start at 8, so it's already past the halfway point for us also.
If they did.
There's a lot of departments that start at 7. Doesn't have a sick day. It's just, it'll be all the time. Don't have to specify.
I say fix it.
Fix it as how?
Just make it across the board, make it fair. That way, that's the right thing to do.
And, yeah, either which way, I'll take the blame for not.
If they went over half a day in their work, then the right thing to do is
Give a half day.
give them half a day.
Okay.
And that's not just for highway department, it's for maintenance or whoever.
Whatever department it affects, that way.
So we have to have that on the motion.
Make a motion, everything you just said.
I'll second that motion.
So a motion from Steve, second from Rob, to approve a half a sick day for any employee that had to stay past the given time for the New Year's Eve early release. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so then for the future, we now know, one more. That'll also do it. But, so for the next holidays that we're gonna release, then we have to know ahead of time, like what we're, because the conversation came up noon or 2. In the past, that when I've been here, we've done 2, that I'm aware of.
That was my fault. Because if you're leaving at noon and come back and watch.
No, and I understand that premise, but it was difficult too, and I'm not gonna lie, like, it was difficult to have the conversation and figure it out. It was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
You were on Zoom. Like, it was confusing, so. Do they fall on workdays this year?
I've looked, I haven't looked.
Okay, while you look at that, I think there was something else that had come up with, I hate that I didn't bring my computer. So when we do like the payroll approval now with department heads and stuff, with the pay periods this year, is there a difference in like how many this year versus?
Yes, there's 27 pays this year.
Okay, so how does that work then? Like, is that,
So if you're salary, you're gonna take your salary and divide by 27 pays.
okay,
If you're hourly, you'll take the 27 pays.
okay. Cause I think that's where I was noticing, there was like a discrepancy, but okay, so any salaried employee, so our department heads that are salaried, they would take it by 27, so then there's gonna be a difference in pay.
It will be a little less, but you get 27 pays.
Okay.
Your bi-weekly will be a little less.
Okay.
And I put that out when I set the salary ordinance.
Okay,
And it's,
sorry.
it's all right. And it's specified on the salary ordinance, there's 27 pays.
No, I knew we had talked about, and I knew that had come up, I just didn't know, I just wanted to make sure that there was no discrepancy, like with what we're seeing versus what we're approving or like pushing through, okay. All right, so do you guys, department heads, hear that, know that, okay. Just so we're all on the same page.
All right, it only happens like every 7 years or so. It's-
Okay.
It's very often.
It's not a week though, this year.
Just how many more Fridays it falls. It takes about 7 years to get through that calendar cycle. 6 or 7. But yeah, no, you can't pay more of the salary.
No, I just wanted to make sure that what we're saying is all, we're all on the same page on that. All right, do you have anything for us?
I don't believe so.
Linda? Jody? Other matters?
Is this public public
Comments?
comments?
Sure, yeah.
Are
Yeah,
we all done then with,
I believe so.
can I come up and read a letter?
Sure.
My name is Janice Lewandowski. I have a story to tell the county about an incident I was involved in at the Newton County Animal Shelter, and I wanted it to be heard straight from the horse's mouth. I've pondered on writing this letter for a while now because I didn't want to bring any negative attention to the shelter, but this incident has had an impact on me, and I want my voice to be heard. I've been a dedicated volunteer at the shelter for 12 years now. I was there every day. If it was 90 degrees outside or 20 degrees outside, Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day, I was there, letting the dogs into the yard and helping with whatever needed to be done. I do things there that people getting paid don't even do. As a volunteer and constituent, I feel it is my right, duty, obligation, responsibility when I see a neglect to bring it to the attention of an employee or the county. My heart and my conscience won't let me do otherwise. But you see, the truth isn't always popular because it exposes things, and then people are held accountable. And sometimes they don't like that. Sometimes there are consequences to bringing a truth to light, as I found out when an employee named Bree called the police on me. I presented her with a couple of concerns, and she screamed at me to leave or she would call the police. I asked Jessica, the person in charge, if I had to leave, and she said I could finish sweeping the floor, which I was in the process of doing, and then I could leave, and that is exactly what I did. But Bree called the police anyway and said I was causing a disturbance. I waited by the road at the picnic table for the officer to arrive. He went in the office and came out and told me I had to leave the property, and the lady Bree said I was never allowed back at the shelter again and never allowed back on the property again. It was demeaning, humiliating, and embarrassing. Her calling the police was an attack on my character, my work ethic, my volunteerism, and my dedication and hard work at the shelter all these 12 years. I am an elderly person, and I think that opens a door for some people to think that they can easily intimidate people of a certain age group, i.e. senior citizens. It's called ageism. My agenda is to help care for the animals in the shelter, not to antagonize people of which I have been accused of. I am no Mother Teresa, but I did not deserve to be treated with such disrespect. It was shameful.
Thank you.
And I do have pictures to back up my concerns on my phone.
Is there
So
a
thank you for
backstory
your
to
time.
this? Is there
Pardon?
more to the story, backstory?
Pardon me?
This is the first I'm hearing about this, so is there a backstory to this, or?
Yeah,
We can talk.
my backstory is what I just read, the police being called on me.
And we can discuss that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion from Rob, second from Steve. All those in favor? Aye.